Now, besides giants like Pope, Dryden, and Swift, the Augustan age had a whole circle of poets who each made their mark and examiners loved to test them. Let's walk through them one by one. We'll start with Matthew Prior. His first big work was The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse, written in 1687 with Charles Montagu. It ridiculed Dryden's The Hind and the Panther. Later, Prior wrote longer works like Alma in 1716 and Solomon in 1718. Next comes John Gay, one of the most versatile writers of the age. His early works include Rural Sports in 1713, modelled on Pope's pastorals, and a witty farce called What They Call It. But the ones you must remember for exam are Trivia or The Art of Walking the Streets of London, published in 1715, and The Beggar's Opera in 1728. Trivia is often directly asked in exam. And of course, The Beggar's Opera changed English theatre with its mix of satire, songs, and criminal underworld. Gay also wrote the popular ballad Black-Eyed Susan, which still survives today. Edward Young is remembered for his darker, more reflective style. His works include The Last Day, 1713, The Force of Religion, 1714, and The Love of Fame, 1724. But his most famous is The Complaint or Night Thoughts from 1742, a long meditative poem on death and immortality. This one has been frequently asked in exam. Sir Samuel Garth is easier to pin down. He really owes his reputation to a single poem, The Dispensary, published in 1699, a satire on apothecaries and physicians. Then there's Richard Savage, best known today because of his friendship with Samuel Johnson. His two main poems are The Bastard, 1728, and The Wanderer, 1729. Johnson later made Savage famous again in his Lives of the Poets. Lady Winchelsea, born Anne Finch, deserves special attention. She knew Pope and moved in literary circles, but her own poems had a distinct voice. The Spleen, a Pindaric ode from 1701, has been asked in exam, as has her Nocturnal Reverie. Wordsworth even praised her, saying that apart from Pope's Windsor Forest and her own poem, the age produced almost no new images of nature. That's high praise from a romantic. Ambrose Phillips was a friend of Pope at first, but later became a rival. He wrote Pastorals in 1709, which Pope mockingly damned with faint praise, and The Distressed Mother in 1712. Pope never forgot the quarrel. He immortalized Phillips in the Dunciad. Phillips' poetry became known as namby-pamby, and yes, that mocking label has been tested in exam. Sir Richard Blackmore was a physician as well as a poet. His main works include Prince Arthur, 1695, Job 1700, and The Creation, 1712. They are written in heroic couplets, decent but rather stiff. Prince Arthur, in particular, has been asked in exam. Thomas Parnell is remembered today mainly for The Hermit, published in 1710. That poem has also been directly tested in exam. And finally, Alan Ramsay, a Scottish poet and bookseller who became a kind of unofficial poet laureate in Edinburgh. His major work is The Gentle Shepherd, 1725, a pastoral drama along with the song Lochaber No More. So, while Pope and Swift dominate the Augustan stage, these other poets, Gay with The Beggar's Opera, Young with Night Thoughts, Lady Winchelsea with The Spleen, and so on, often turn up in exam questions. Don't overlook them.